and that's why I took a couple of moments to figure it out. Alright, let's go into this. Let's see how this is going to go. Let's see what's going to happen as we jump into game number 1 of this best-of-3 winners match in Group Stage 2 of the competition. Winner of this guarantees themselves $1,000 and can go from there. Bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg player. Not best-of-3, sorry, best-of-5. Don't know how I said best-of-5. Bottom right-hand side, the red Zerg player from Storm Gaming. Give it up for True. Opening up with that cheeky little gas pool opening. An aggressive start to this ZvZ. Top left-hand side, it is going to be TLO from Team Liquid, the green Zerg player. Mainstream just died. Rip the mainstream. It's not 1 in 20, it's 4 in 20. No, man. It's 1 in 20.4 for a blackjack. It's pretty crazy, actually, what happened. It's a story for another time, though. A story for another time. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. We're going to be seeing a hatch gas pool from TLO. Well, hatch pool gas, which is a little bit better because you get the pool up a bit sooner. But obviously, it's super hyper-aggressive from True, and he ain't stopping at, a Zergling speed. He's going to keep on mining gas, go for the Bane Nest as well, so going to be super, super aggressive. Let's see what TLO's micro is looking like, because it's going to have to be on point to deal with this. As the first few Zerglings going to start moving out onto the map. Going to come up through the center and look to see what they can get up to. Look to see if they can get some damage here in these early stages. So, yeah, let's see if they can get a little bit of damage going, let some kills going up into the base or so. Obviously, I mean, going to work his way through the hatchery first. TLO has to quickly decide whether to cancel or not. Not cancelling is generally the correct decision. You want these Zerglings to waste their time fighting on the low ground hatchery, so you have more time to set up your spine core on the high ground and other defenses in general. Even if the hatchery goes down, it's just worthwhile to kind of invest those 300 minerals, because otherwise you're in trouble, and you can then buy time with like Ling's drones like this. Try and keep the hatch alive to get a queen out as well, so it's an extra unit coming out, which will go a long, long way in helping to defend. As the first Bane's starting to morph in, TLO sees it, so he knows exactly how aggressive this is right now. He knows exactly how aggressive this is. Spinecrawler and Burrows starts to come to the low ground. Here come the Banelings, and this is where TLO has to make sure to micro correctly. The Bane's not sure where to go, and I don't think the drones really know where to go either. Queen will get taken down. TLO, I mean, those Banes were pretty good, but there were 2 Banes that went off. Spinecrawler is now here, and there's a Queen as well to help out still, and, well, Banes, where they're going to go? They're going to get those drones, they do, but the Spine's full of health, and I think this is okay for TLO. Saves its hatchery, has a Spine and a Queen at the front, still 2 Banes on their way up. 12 workers apiece, TLO with the first set of drones after this. TLO holds with an advantage. Holds with an advantage indeed. Obviously, Ling Speed will help True out to keep on being aggressive, keep on being annoying for the kind of foreseeable future, but it's generally looking pretty good for him as we see this Spinecrawler poking away. I'm going to have to pause my stream again. I think my graphics card's dying, guys. I'm almost certain my graphics card's dying, and that's why we're having some really bad FPS issues and stuff. I'll put try and put my other graphics card back into my PC tomorrow when I have some downtime. But yeah, True is he's going to try and get like another drone, but it's just not happening. TLO, a good defense. I mean, very hectic for a few moments when he was running around with kind of the 2 Banes chasing him, and I mean, it's all about those Bane connections for True. If they go really well, he can win the game from that. TLO microed well enough and traded well enough to kind of put this into his own advantage coming out of it. 2 worker lead. I mean, it's not a huge lead, but it is indeed a lead. Now, TLO does still have to invest into Ling Speed. If he wants Ling Speed, it's not guaranteed that he doesn't have to get it, but he might want it. It depends what he wants to play. If he plays like a Roach style, Ling Speed can just be something you don't necessarily need. Like, Ling Speed is very useful if you're going to go for kind of a Ling Roach timing, but if you're just going to play for the late-to-game Roaches and not look to hit any timers or anything, then you don't need Ling Speed at all. You know, because why would you need to bring Lings across the map? I mean, it's nice to have for run-bys, but you can just not go for that sort of play style. And you can just bypass Lings altogether. So, there's the +1 missile attack. I just don't think we'll see Ling Speed at all from TLO, unless it's a late Ling Speed, and he has something a little bit sneaky planned as the game continues. One Ling tries to sneak in towards the natural, as the couple of Banes from TLO will try and maybe run by as well. I mean, I don't think it's very likely. The Creep Tumor actually blocks the Banes. Now the Queen gets in position as well. Nice block, just stopping TLO from really being able to gain anything with this. Roach Roaring dropping down, +1 missile attack coming up and into play as well. These couple of links from True just nudging around and trying to slow down the third hatchery from being taken. He's taking his own third. Generally, if you don't have link speed, the third hatch should come down much later because it's difficult to defend until you get a good number of roaches, and obviously that's not going to happen immediately here. I wonder how much health this drone has on it, because TLO, he's very eager not to kind of cancel that extractor, and he was right not to, because the drone will die. We'll just bring another drone over instead, though, so... Link sneak into the main, get a good read on the lair timing. Obviously sees the Evo chamber and the Roach Roaring at the front as well. So True with some good information. He knows exactly what he's playing against at this point. In the meantime, he starts up his own lair, but no Roach Roaring, no Evo chamber, and I wonder if he just tries to play a Mutalisk playstyle. Throws down the Roach Roaring, which could still be Mutas. It's the Evo chamber we're really looking for confirmation. Because just with the Roach Roaring, it could just be that he wants to make a few roaches just to stay safe under attack. If he makes, if he made an Evo chamber, then it's a bit more committed. He's going to use up some extra gas, and that Spire is looking a little bit less likely in that scenario. So, TLO, I mean, actually, if the Spire does come down, it's going to be very late from True, and it does open up a huge window of opportunity for TLO to really get across the map, and maybe to do a lot of damage with some roaches and +1 and roach speed. So, that's something, that's a possibility, as we do see the feeling is just pushing back. These two Banes run forwards and having a look to see if they can get something done as well. Answer is no, not really. These two Zerglings from True are going to pick up a kill nice and quickly once again. Roaches at TLO again pushing on forward. Looking to see how this will go, and again just cleaning up and throws down an infestation pit. Obviously TLO does not have any real intention of being too aggressive with this just yet. He just wants to sort of set up and go in towards those couple of infestors and play the very European style of ZvZ, which is a few roaches into a couple of infestors with no pathogen glands, and just play that kind of roach infestor style. Again, it's mostly roaches with a few infestors to aid with the fungal growth here and there, and that fungal growth can really change so much. Again, those couple of lings just looking to see if they can get up too much here. Spinecrawler poking away, and I think does get up in towards the main base, and I mean the Spire's going to finish up, and obviously, I mean the Spire is always kind of scary, but look at the worker count, 62 to 50 for a while. True's only just now catching up. I kind of like TLO's position. Like, I mean, these roaches, it's kind of weird because I don't feel as though True should have so many more roaches than TLO. I guess that's the greed of these infestors coming out. It's kind of weird because I actually don't feel as though True should have as much, like this much at all. I mean, obviously he's bypass +1, he's bypass +2, and he's also not gone for roach speed. So he's missing. That's probably where the kind of difference in money is for TLO to be behind on the roach count. But then Mutas start up as well. TLO's seen this though. He's putting down the spore cores. Obviously he's identified the Spire at some point. What's he actually seen? Did he see the Spire straight up? He did indeed. So nice scout from TLO. He saw that very early. So he's going to have spores against the Mutas. He's obviously got time to prepare against this. And the fact he's got infestors already means that he could be able to just catch his opponent off guard a bit. Lock down some Mutas in range of a spore core. That would be the real dream. That would be the real dream, as we're just going to be seeing again these Mutas gathering together, thinking about, well, they are going to run on over to the left-hand side a little bit here. There is that fourth hatchery from TLO dropping on down. We'll be finishing up in just a couple moments as well. And True's still looking to see what's going to be coming up in the next few moments. 1 meter to the far right is just hunting overlords. Obviously TLO, for the most part, will not really want to lose out on too many of these, so 1 meter starting to chase down this overlord. The other meter is going to come in as well, and those overlords are indeed looking to be in a bit of a pickle. I mean, it's just sort of the price you pay for having your opponent play meters, I guess. Overlords are pretty vulnerable, and it's pretty difficult to get them back home unless you invest in a pneumatized carapace, which doesn't really kind of mean too much as roaches and ravages from TLO. I'm just sitting over here. I love the burrow and the infestors, obviously. We saw him investing into that a while ago, but just setting it up, it's nice. Also, another Rotron being built. That's also cute because it's unnecessary right now, but it's really just kind of thinking ahead to the future. Like, if this Rotron dies and he can't make roaches, that could be a big problem, and it is in a very vulnerable position up this ramp. So that's something, I like that, as we see, oh, the fungal growth, and you know what comes after the fungal growth? The corrosive files! Goodbye, Mutalisks! You don't belong on Abyssal Reef. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. TLO has just killed every single Muta, bar one. That was probably the worst way I could have possibly casted that. That was like horrible shouting and hype. I apologize. That was pretty exciting. That came out of nowhere as well. You could see him just running towards the mutas. In response, True is going to rebuild some Mutalisks. He's actually somehow still got 18 on the map. What? How? Here we go. Fungal Groves again. Corrosive Bowels will start a lava onto them. More Fungals dropping. I mean, there's not enough vials from TLO, I guess. TLO just going to break on through the front, I guess. And now it's just going to be a question of can these mutas clean up the Roach Ravager in time. TLO will obviously be looking to do as much damage as possible with this army before the mutas clean up everything. And he will lose everything here eventually. As we're just going to be seeing. He's going to do a lot of damage, though. You can already see a lot of these drones going down. 20 workers killed. These few Roaches, I like this as well. He's splitting up, so these mutas have to travel distance to clean up as well. He's just going to be able to pick up some more damage. He'll get a queen over in the main base, probably a couple of drones over here. He's going to clean out a good amount in the mineral line. And yes, he lost a lot of his army, but man, he's going to have a great time. Now building Hydras and more Infestors at home. I mean, True's continuing to build mutas. He's not looking to win a ground fight, and I don't think he can. He's got no ground upgrades against +2 attack, +1 carapace. Not going to happen, so he's playing mass muta. But TLO, against mass muta, well, all you have to really do is play defensively. You know, gather your queens up, get those infestors, build up your Hydra count. All of a sudden, you're in a completely fine position to play against this. The only threat is if True goes into a Baneling nest to try and counter the Banelings, the Hydra, sorry. That could be a pretty good little situation. Pushing forwards, the mutas going to be trying to come on in, and we are going to be seeing those mutas taking down a score pretty quickly. Again, it's not going to be an easy couple of moments here, as we're going to be seeing the Overseer given the vision for those infestors. Did he just hit a fungal? What are all these mutas so yellow for? I think he got a fungal but had no follow-up. Man, these mutas are causing a little bit of chaos over in towards the main base. Going to drop in towards the third now. And there's so many mutas that obviously the Spore Crawlers alone don't matter. There's Hydras here, though. True doesn't even target down the Spore Crawler. He just goes after drones. All said and done, 12 minutes into this crazy game, we are at a point where both players are on similar armies, similar work accounts. But obviously, in a straight-up fight, TLO's army is looking very, very good. Looking very, very good indeed. As we're just going to be seeing those mutas coming in towards the center, looking around once again. I'm just going to be seeing the +2 flyer attack coming in from True. And again, so many mutas. He's so reliant on the mutas, and that's my problem, because eventually the mutas just don't win you the game overall. If TLO plays this out correctly, there shouldn't be like a winning position or a winnable game for True, I don't think. I'm going to be coming forwards once again, these mutas, see what they can get up to. Hydras and Infestors just sat out front of this base. Have a couple of Spore Crawlers dropping on down here. TLO still setting up into this. Getting ready to go, and again, True just flying around, looking to see what he can get up to. Harry's over here, come forwards, picking off an Overseer, and we're just going to be seeing again still these units pushing forwards. I mean, True might just try and counterattack, base trade it. I mean, it's reasonably one of the better ideas, because again, in a straight-up fight against this number of Hydras and Infestors, I don't know if his muta count really does enough, you know? Queens will come forwards. I mean, he's going to try and trade as much as he can against these mutas. I mean, the more of them he kills, the slower the base trade goes on True side of things. I mean, obviously, base trading against the muta cloud is one of the scarier things to do, because mutas are so good at the base trades with their mobility. But hey, the spores are doing their jobs, you know? They're withering away these mutas. Yeah, they might not be killing all of them, but there's... Well, I mean, there's 38 mutas still on the map. I mean, I don't really know what to say about that. That's... What do you say about 38 mutas on the map? TLO maxed out. Entering this base trade, I mean, it's a shame. It's, ooh, nice fungals. We'll kill a few of these mutas, but again, is it enough? And these fungals are nice and all, but again, like, where's he going to go in the end? Ravager goes down. And I think he just needs to keep these infestors with the army, because I think the best situation here for TLO... By the way, where are all the workers? Oh, you know what? I don't think there's a worker on the... Is there a worker on the map for True? No, I don't. I just don't think True has a building. He's on 14 workers left. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. Yeah, he doesn't have any workers on the map. Yeah, True's lost. He doesn't have any buildings on the map. He just does not have any buildings. These 2 drones here, and then the rest of the drones in the main base. That's all of them gone. 2 workers left. They're on the natural. Yeah, True can't build any more buildings. That's it. Game is about to be over. True knows it. GG's out. GG. Did True lose some mutas as well? He lost a lot of them back on the other side of the map just to spores, etc. Yeah, well played by TLO. Wow. Downtime. I'm sure they'll unban you nice and quickly. Game 2. Let's go in. Shared the clip of the metafungal. I want to see it, man. That was sick. Where is it? TLO versus True. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to watch it myself. I'm going to tweet it out right now. This better be a good clip because I'm not going to watch it. Goodbye, Mutalisks. Hashtag creativity. I tweeted it out, so that better have been the good clip that I just copy-pasted. Otherwise, I'm going to look like an idiot. Yeah, the timeouts from links are only 1 minute, but it might go up if you do it more than once. The bot might say the first time is 60 seconds, and it might time you out for longer the next time. So just be careful. I'm sure you bots can handle it and stuff. And everyone, it'll be okay in the end. I'll try and sort out the bot tomorrow, actually. Like, I have a free day tomorrow, more or less, just to do admin stuff. So it's a pretty good day to get that done. Bottom right-hand side is aggression in game 1 got held off. Opening with the hatch gas pool here for game 2. Down a game. It is True. Top left, green Zerg, TLO. Also, guys, don't hate on other streams. I appreciate you all got your own little opinions, and you're very entitled to your opinion. But hating on streams, other casters, and all the rest in this channel just does not really lead to good discussions. So I'd appreciate if you just sort of try and stick back. And again, I appreciate you got opinions and stuff. And again, I don't really like to censor opinions, but some things just don't lead to good discussions. You know? So please just try and be a little bit cautious with what you're saying. In the chat as well, please. Just before we get this game going, sorry, I'm going to tab and it's going to look ugly because I've changed my settings a bit. Stig Vatland coming through with the $10 donation. He says, shit, let's go. Obviously cheering on TLO a little bit here. Can we get some love and hearts in the chat, please, for Stig? Thank you very much, dude, for the $10. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it a lot. As we do just see the links coming down the right-hand side, and again, link speed is on the way up from both. Both players are continuing to mine gas, but in different amounts. You can see here TLO is just now going back to 2 workers rather than 1. True, kind of stuck on 2 workers throughout here. It was actually on 3 workers and then dropped down to 2. And as he drops that Baneling nest down, so setting that up, getting ready to rumble. You see a couple of links here nibbling their way through this 3rd hatchery as well. Some good damage being done up there. As, well, not really good damage. Good scouting, I guess. I mean, it's 2 lings on a hatchery. It's not going to kill it, is it? So, we're just going to be, again, seeing a few lings to the left side too, and the 3rd hatch from True on the way up as well. Pretty much mirrored builds right now. Again, slightly different gas timings. True going to make a spam of Zerglings right now, but TLO is as well. TLO's Bane Nest is a little bit later, making this maybe a bit harder to defend, but he should be okay for the most part still. I mean, obviously, True's Banes... Where are True's Banes? They are morphing in over here. TLO's going to find them. That's actually pretty huge. He's going to be able to cancel one. He should just be able to trade out the other with 1 Zergling, obviously. All 3 of them. I mean, it happens. And, yeah, that's actually a really nice catch, which means... Oh, I'm guessing this one over here as well. This is really nice, because it means that actually now True only has lings to go, ready to go. A few Banes will start them off, but TLO can get some lings, some Banes of his own now. Queen's coming forwards as well, and yeah, you can see TLO, I think, is dealing with this very, very well. True is continuing to morph Banes here. Actually, this is not a good fight for TLO in the end. He gets himself a bit more heavily surrounded than it forward. Queens towards the front, though, will get rid of the Banes, and that is very important. And again, enough Queens here to keep fighting. And that's just going to mean that TLO is able to get his own Banes up, and it's a good defense against this aggression of True. No real workers lost or anything along those lines, and True just going to start running behind it. Now, of course, TLO maybe looking to get some further damage done himself. Already counter-attacking around the left side of the map with a bunch of lings. There's, oh, Banes. They weren't very well used in the end, unfortunately. But this counter-attack, he's going to find himself a drone kill, and then he's going to get onto the hatchery, forcing True to come all the way back to the bottom left. Yes, the hatchery will not go down. Maybe I should say no, the hatchery won't go down, but it's still going to force True all the way back down here. And a Baneling is ready to go, and we'll be looking for that magical connection just to help TLO out. He's momentarily was suiciding on towards the hatchery. He might still get the kill on this, actually. TLO says goodbye to True's 3rd base. I guess True says goodbye to it as well, but TLO will too. He'll be like, bye-bye, thank you. And TLO looking fantastic again in game number 2 of the best of 3. TLO, is he going to take down True? This is not an easy group either, by the way. This is not an easy group. Panda Bear, me, and Fear to potentially come through the losers match into the decider match. If True goes up against one of those, I could see him I mean, I don't think it's a guaranteed win for True. He probably goes into both matches as a favorite, but it's not like he's just going to stomp through 2-0. Definitely not. Panda Bear Me has been playing great lately. Fear. Well, I mean, you've always got to be careful of those up-and-coming pros players. He definitely gave TLO a bit of a tough time. And hey, TLO is right now making True look like a little bit of a fool so far in these games. As he, again, takes the lead. 5 workers up. A little bit behind the army supply, but he's starting to make roaches. TLO. One of the situations he'll find himself in here most likely is, oh, he hits Banes into the mineral line. TLO takes an even larger lead. 22 to 37 workers now. I was about to say, one of the big things for TLO in this situation right now is the fact that he has a hatchery advantage, so production for him is super important. But the fact he just takes a huge worker lead like that is huge too. This Baneling is trying to connect and will just go. He's still zoning out the Lings. Actually works that very nicely. 2 queens will fall. But it's still a good defense from TLO. He's got Banes to keep under 9 Lings, and I mean, he's trying to get him to roaches. Doesn't have enough roaches just yet, and actually still making a couple more drones. And he is still, I mean, eventually I think these roaches will be able to fight, and I think TLO does just defend. I mean, he has to lose 13 workers to realistically fall behind in this game still. So it's still looking okay, and he's already on roaches, right? And I think that's one of the big things. The potential counterattack from TLO is going to be scary for True. And you can see that he's trying to stop that counterattack from ever happening by continuing to be aggressive, continuing to attack, and continuing to pull TLO from the left side to the right side with these fast, speedy Zerglings. Spank on the back of the third base. TLO's lost 8 workers, man. True is definitely starting to make this happen. Queen throws down, transfuse to keep a sister alive. Another drone will go down here, but again, those Lings are starting to fall thin. I mean, TLO is still 5 workers up, making 5 more drones. Will continue to retake that lead, and will still be 10 workers up overall. Army supplies are even. Obviously, roaches on the map. TLO needs to be a bit careful. Doesn't want them to get too split up like he's letting happen right now. Letting 1 or 2 roaches go down at a time is one way which the Zerglings will be happy to trade against these roaches. Another queen out on its own, and it's another run by which TLO momentarily here is just actually deals with this one pretty well. Drones can fight it quite well against a low number of Zerglings. A little bit of a counter-attack here from TLO himself. There's actually nothing on this third base, and I think he's going to realize how good a position he's in as he just re-drones. Again, like TLO, just mass up the roaches and keep them in good position, split them into like 2 larger chunks to deal with run-bys. And I think eventually he's just so far ahead because of the worker count. Like True is super all in, continuing to spam out Lings and looking to see what else he can get up to right now. A lot of them going to go up the right-hand side here. And a lot of them going up the left-hand side as well at this point. Roaches still gathering together, those Lings approaching the front. True trying to trade this out. Roaches to the far right-hand side are going to be getting, well, actually they're not getting cleaned up, they're going to trade nicely. That's what we're talking about. Splitting the roaches up into a couple larger groups, and that's just going to be what you need to turn this away. And now TLO knows he shut down those those Lings, and now he knows the opportunity for this counterattack is here. So here we go, pushing across the map. Lings are still going to keep countering though from True. He's still just spamming Lings. TLO up 20 workers and counting. And it's almost at the point where you wonder if TLO should even bother moving across, but obviously it's hard for him to know that. It's hard for him to know that. Lings keep on running forwards, and TLO does pull back, which is again nice. He's going to save a lot of his drones, which he doesn't necessarily need to do, obviously. Again, he's in a really good position when it comes to worker count. And he's saving more is better than nothing. Actually, these Lings are starting to break through. TLO, you're not going to lose this, are you, buddy? TLO, what's happening? Overdrone it? I think he's just overdroned. Oh, this would be a heartbreaking loss for TLO if he was to lose this, because True's just kept spamming units, and it's not really been anything spectacular. Not to kind of hate on True or anything, it's just like TLO just hasn't realized how aggressive True has continued to be, but the Lings keep on streaming in. I just don't think TLO has an answer. True! Wow, I thought this was so over, man. Like, I've been looking at this for a few minutes, just like, how does TLO make that? How does True make this work? And apparently that is how. GG is typed out. We're gonna die out this game, man. We're not having a good time. We appreciate you all sitting through the quick 2-minute break. Goes a long way to supporting the stream and all the rest of it, of course. So thank you so much for sitting around, watching the ads, and supporting WardiTV. Of course, if you are really enjoying the stream, don't forget you can hit that follow button. You can also subscribe, donate, cheer in the chat to show your support and to help us stay as a full-time streamer, caster, content producer for the StarCraft 2 scene. As we go into this third game, bottom right-hand side, our red Zerg player from Sidestorm Gaming. In a way, maybe stealing away that game in game number 2, but also, you've got to think of it from his perspective, like, why drone if you know you're just going to die to roaches? Just mass Lings. It's kind of TLO's fault. I'm not just staying defensive when he had a very solid lead. Bottom right, it is True. TLO, bottom left from Team Liquid. That's not his main base, but whatever, you get the point. My FPS is dying again. I really think my graphics card is just giving up on me, guys. I'm trying to... Let me pause the stream again, just try and do some bits and pieces to try and help out. I just try and close as much as I can, because this is obviously very frustrating. I actually have a few things open I don't really need open. I mean, it shouldn't really affect my graphics card, but you never know. Crazy things, man. That actually seems to help a little bit. Again, I'm going to switch my graphics card out tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure that's where this issue is arising, this little FPS drops we're getting. I mean, it's like super smooth for me on my screen, and then on the expert, it's just like, I'm going to die. And I know you're all going to be like, oh, expert sucks, use OBS, but I get the same issues on OBS a lot when I've tried it out, so. How do I freshen my voice in just 2 minutes? I don't think it takes a lot to freshen your voice. It's just like, you know, when I'm solo casting, I basically never stop talking, or if I do, it's just for a couple of seconds. So to actually just be able to stop for like a couple of minutes instead, it's kind of nice, and just means you get to like have a quick drink of water, like a proper drink of water, not just a quick sip, and you just get ready to go once again, you know? That's how I look at it anyways. It's kind of a solo cast thing, because you don't really get a chance to stop if you're solo casting for the most part. Oh, you can see it, man. I don't even know if my graphics card is going to make it through the day. Like, we are dying. You can see this. Oh, this is just me dropping from the server, really? Ah, well, that's not good. We're watching from the German stream, but this is just how we'll go for this for the rest. So, yeah. So sorry. Obviously, we just dropped out, kind of on the build up to the game. So I mean, if there's ever a time to drop out, that is probably one of the better times. As we're going to be seeing Kreen, roaches, just sort of setting up, and yeah, nothing too crazy at all. TLO starts at +1 missiles. We see a lair and a Rotron from True. I wonder where the lair timing is from TLO. Probably not started. Obviously, there it is, starting now. So he'll be a bit behind on roach speed, but it should line up quite nicely with +1 missiles. There's actually TLO already with some roaches moving across the map. Let's look at the let's just catch up quickly. 50 workers to 49. He's up a little bit in army, so he's just looking to apply some pressure here with a few roaches, just to kind of see what he can do. And hey, to be fair, might get a little bit of damage done. And yeah, you never know. Like, it seems like a weird attack, but he's already forcing True to pull away workers from the third base. So yeah, I mean, TLO, again, it's only 5 roaches, but he's pulled workers away from the third, and yeah, he's quite content with that. You can see he's just going to pull back away over to the left-hand side of the over to the left-hand side. And this roach is going to be continue to run over to the left now. See what else is happening. Again, obviously, apologies for the having a restream with no game sound, guys. Just we got dropped from the game. Not really sure why, because we were completely fine. I mean, the stream didn't drop at all or anything, so it's not really something we could look at and be like, aha, my connection is terrible. No, it was actually not really something I could do much about. So again, we'll hopefully have this fixed after this game, and for the rest of the games tonight, it won't be too much of an issue. And yeah, we're just going to be seeing the roaches and a couple of ravagers, looking to see what else is going on. Look at the UK lads. What a time to be restreaming the German stream as they donate €100 from the UK lads for Home Story Cup. Wow, what absolute lads. I'm a UK lad. What a great time to be watching the German stream as we see these roaches and ravagers moving forwards. Well, a little bit of a skirmish going to start up here. TLO is about to hit +1 missiles. He's down on roach speed though, and that's dangerous considering the fact that True has roach speed, and he has more roaches right now. +1 missiles helps, but it doesn't go all the way. Cross is about to push this back, and TLO, is he just being a bit too aggressive right here? He's going to turn and start fighting this. He still has the +1 advantage, and now it's starting to look as though TLO can fight. And that'll be okay for now. Workers even, army even. TLO about to hit his own roach speed. And True going to invest into tunneling claws and burrows, so looking to kind of go for that roach, kind of burrowed aggressive play style as he continues on into this mid-game ZvZ series. Roaches, Ravagers pulling back over towards the third base. The top left-hand side, a few Roaches are going to run around the top here and look to see what they can get up to as well. Looking to have a little bit of a look-see. Going to burrow themselves and, again, look to see what might be happening. It means it's going to be very annoying for TLO if he just gets so many roaches in his base. It's going to be frustrating to deal with. It's almost, I mean, it's tough because you don't necessarily know it's coming, and TLO's not going to see anything to know it's coming. So it's one of those moments where it's like, if you have an overseer in position, brilliant. If you don't, man, you're in trouble, you know? TLO does have +1. +1 is on the map for both players, and +2 is on the way. So one of the things I don't like about this overlay It's we're being forced to use this overlay by Blizzard, by the way, and it's the fact that it rotates between the upgrade and the APM. It's like, please don't show me the APM. Like, APM is cool sometimes, but it's not something you constantly need to be rotating around. It frustrates me a little bit because the upgrades are almost always way more important to see than the APM. Just because at any point in time it might be important to suddenly check what the upgrades are, you know? And it's frustrating if you're not the observer, I guess. Anyways, we do see a Overseer again picked off there. There's an Overseer here for TLO, so Roaches will not sneak by just yet. True's maxed out, and you might be thinking, whoa, True's maxed out much faster, but he hasn't got any Ravagers, so the quality of his army at the moment is much lower. In fact, it is much, much lower. And we're just going to be seeing the Infestation Pit dropping down from TLO, getting ready to set up into the kind of standard Roach-based game he's been looking for throughout this series so far, you know, especially in game number 1. And then in game number 2, of course, things changed up a little bit as well. As we just set up into this, and here comes some Roaches through the center of the map, looking to see what they can get up to. +2 attack on the way from both players. Pretty evenly timed as well, so no real player with an upgrade advantage. TLO is going to fight to the right-hand side. I mean, we're not really watching that right now because we're watching this Roach run-by get shut down completely. And TLO's doing a fantastic job here, but how is he doing in the main fight? Ah, Naruto! Naruto, go! There we go. I'm going to jump on over here. I think the Ravagers are just going to add so much into this. And we see, I love the idea, but the Ravagers pull back from TLO. Perfectly played, and TLO, I feel, is shutting this down, but he maybe needs a few more Roaches. His Ravagers in a bit of trouble. He's dealt with the majority of the Roaches running into his natural now, and you can see as he comes forward with the rest of his units, he very easily pushes this back. TLO, I think a convincing victory here for him. Maybe losing a few more Ravagers, but again, he still has Ravagers in the army, so his army quality and army cost is higher than True's. He is still just on the pure Roach right now. Again, some more Roaches coming up to the top side, looking to see what else is going on, looking to see if they can maybe set up that same sort of run-by once again. And look at this donation train they're getting. Should we donate to Take TV as well? I think we should all donate to Take TV so we can get a Home Story Cup again. That's what they're raising money for right now with the donations, so... Hey guys, if you want to see another Home Story Cup, I highly suggest you get on over to Take TV and send a message, donate. Even if it's just €5, it helps out. Donate, say Wardy sent you. Thanks for letting us restream. Go do it. Thanks for letting us restream when Wardy dropped. Hashtag fuck Wardy or something. Go do all of that. Anyway, some Roaches top left moving around, seeing what is up. Again, TLO, way less Roaches. 66 Roaches for True, but he has got Infestors up. He has got Ravagers. So again, army quality is in favor of TLO as True still just goes for mass Roach. But we're on the way up from TLO as well. Not the biggest of issues to forget about, but would be nice for the Infestors! Infestors! What a fungal growth! Corrosive Biles coming down. I mean, TLO loses the fight to the south side, but can you complain? Meanwhile, he completely shuts down the attempt to run by again. TLO's fungals in this series have been absolutely maddening, as he's just going to catch these Roaches too. Where are they meant to go? Well, TLO obviously feels confident that he's got enough. I actually think he's peeled away not enough Roaches there to keep on fighting. And so True's going to take a bit of a better fight of this in the end. Way better than he should have been taking. Small mistake by TLO. He's just continuing to try and keep his army split up and in the right positions. Alright, well, we're going to see a few more Roaches still looking to see what else they can do right now. TLO still just maxed out, still looking good. A few Ravagers going to move forwards, and there's a lot of Overlords in position over here for True. I'm not sure why exactly. They have Overlord speed, so I can guess they can reposition very easily. It's still just Mass Roach. True is going to try for this again. He's got +1 Carapace in his favor now, but Carapace, it's a nice upgrade. It helps, but it's not as good. It's not as good as a missiles. Now, obviously, both players have the same missiles, so Carapace will help a lot, but it's not the be-all and end-all of this sort of setup. And again, TLO denies this run-by. Really nice play. You know, I love the fact TLO's taking the southern base, the 4th, by the way. We haven't really talked about this. But it's kind of cool because it actually really helps him with this sort of, you know, dealing with all these run-bys as, uh-oh, that's a lot of Roaches running into TLO's natural. Goodbye, Roach roaring. Well, that's obviously going to hurt TLO in terms of rebuilding Roaches, but he is shutting down some Roaches to the side again. As we're just going to be seeing the Roaches going to try and run up this ramp, look to see what they can do. Fungal growth, corrosive biles coming on in. A lot of drones starting to drop down, and TLO is maybe in a little bit of trouble right now. Again, especially he can't rebuild roaches. He won the fight down here. And we're just going to be seeing the, again, the roaches trying to keep on push forwards, but the hive goes down as well. That's a big loss, means no +3 missile attacks. Oh, man, TLO. He was in a good position, but True looks as though he might be able to make this happen. I mean, he's going to lose a lot here very one-sidedly, though, so that's going to be maybe TLO's way back into this, but losing the workers is hurting him massively, of course, as well. True continues to expand. I mean, TLO's taking a 5th base as well. TLO's just down 20 workers, which obviously hurts a little bit. As we're going to be seeing roaches pop a Mitch. What a god. He actually does it. He says, donates 20 euros and actually says, Wardy sent me. Good one, Papa Mitch. Good on you. Supporting Home Story Cup. What a god. You know, we've seen these, I mean, there's still so many infestors for TLO. Like, the quality of his army is there. Just True is playing the mass roach style really well. And that sounds kind of dumb. But he's doing the right things. He's making the right moves to take the right fights and take better positions with everything that's been going on so far. It's been going very well for him. As we're going to see a few of those roaches popping on up. Getting ready to go once again. See what else they can get up to. And these roaches are going to come through the center of the map. And look to see if they can get a little bit more damage done. I mean, TLO is not maxed out, as we can see. He's on, well, a 30 army supply disadvantage. Can Ravagers and Fungal Growths change that? Well, we're about to see. Fungals hit nicely on top of a lot of this. Infested Terrans are being thrown down there. Where are the Corrosive Battles from TLO? They're just so late coming up, it seems, as roaches stream on forwards from True, and it looks as though there's just going to be a little bit too much. GG's from TLO, and True takes it 2-1.